All right, shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, shalom to you, Akim, who are pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. All right, bringing forth the testimony of our Lord Yahweh Shai. That testimony is the spirit of prophecy, prophecy we need to say before. All right, and I want to quickly do a lesson, man. I don't have much time, so I want to kind of get this lesson in right away. All right. And the name of it is the punch you don't see that will surprise you. All right. Now, as the election is coming up, you're gonna have a lot of distractions. We've been having a lot of distractions. So, people are occupied in whatever, fear mongering scheme that Esau is pushing. But it's always that punch you don't see. All right. So, I mean, and what I'm alluding to is, of course, the plagues that's about to come, or the pestilences. All right, more so the pestilence. All right, and this is definitely something that you can't, of course, you can't take lightly, or you know, kind of forget about. You can't forget about um, that, because this is one of the things that they're going to be using to forward us in this new world order scheme. All right, where they're gonna expand their control. Okay, so let me see here. I only had a few precepts. I got a few articles too. So yeah, I think it's a bug. Well, anyway, let's start here. All right, because it's one thing that Esau does, man. They love to distract you. So why they got everybody distracted with the war and other things. Well, you can't forget about you know these different these different variants that's out here. All right. Now I have been seeing a lot of recalls, a lot of foods. All right, and they're saying that you know certain foods have. Well, let's look at these articles. All right. So several type of waffles recalled. This is 17 hours. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency, CFIA, is recalling 24 types of frozen waffles ranging from the selection brand, no name, great value, compliments, and Western family. Most of the recalled items come in packs, all right, uh, of 8 or 16 and vary in flavor. Let's see here. So this is as of recent, this is what they've been recalling, all right. Okay, because few what last week it was something else, and the week before it was something else. All right. So let's see here. Just read a little bit into it. We ain't gotta do all of like I said, this is gonna be a short live. All right, they don't want that. They want me to pay for some stuff. All right. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, the variants that the variant is spreading. All right. We got the first case in what, Germany, and the Mpox, the MPOX. All right, and this ain't health information. This is just as you can see, an update. See, let's try this because you can't forget that Bill or Gil Gates. All right, um, they're putting the VAX. All right, in the food. All right, so let's see here. And this is definitely going to be a thing that shocks people going into this winter. All right, people getting sick from food. Um, not only the food, but um, whatever disease, all right, that surfaces. Okay, so they're saying listeria recalls more listeria recalls additional frozen breakfast foods recall across 2 countries. Okay, that's heavy because you got a lot of people that eat frozen breakfast food. All right, because it's convenient. All right, and it's a thing now that where the spirit is getting pushing the health. All right, it's pushing the health. Okay, and we are gonna have to go into that. Uh, that spirit of watching what we eat. All right, the spirit of not being gluttonous. All right, because that's what's gonna get these people as well. Gluttony. All right, like they say, one of the 7 deadly sins or something like that. And only America promotes the death culture. But yeah, man, and we're gonna have to be prepared, because a lot of this food, have you inflamed, a lot of mucus and all of that type of stuff, and that's what this devil is counting on. So, you know, as the scriptures say, we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. All right, and this is part of his devices. All right, okay, so. Well, whenever I turn on the lesson, man, I get every distraction in the world. But all right. So as you can see, frozen breakfast food, frozen waffles were called. All right, hundreds of U.S. schools impacted by listeria contamination food recall. Right, you don't see this in the mainstream media, but this is definitely something that you can look. I mean that you can be on the lookout for. All right. Okay, so I was just doing my morning news run, I guess you could say. All right, just looking for some articles and stuff like that. I heard this term for the first time today, October surprise. I've seen a clip with Hillary Clinton um, briefly spoke about it, but basically what it is, it says in the politics of the United States, an October surprise is a news event that may influence the outcome of an upcoming November election, whether deliberately planned or spontaneously occurring. All right, right, man, and the main thing, man, to take from what we're seeing, all right, because we know prophecy shapes the world we live in. All right, it's just to be on alert. All right, and to be aware of what this devil is doing, but it's everything is going to according to plan. So whether you know uh we get some devastating news, or another crisis, or whatever, another scandal, it's all a part of the plan. All right. Meyer, October surprise won't save us from second Trump term. October surprise may be arriving shortly. This is 8 days ago. Why historian who accurately predicts election says October surprise is a myth. All right, and who knows with Esau? They're ready to pull out all the stops. This is the first October surprise in a presidential election considered. Let's see here. Let me see. Important in history. It says in U.S. politics, a contrived or spontaneous event influencing a presidential election has been termed an October surprise. Excuse me, like the upcoming election only weeks away. The election of 1864 was considered the most important in history up until that point. Accordingly, the Confederacy planned arguably the first October surprise, a bold attack. All right, so I mean, you pretty much get the gist. Anything can happen. All right, anything can happen, and we're in those times where anything can happen. And we're supposed to be on. We're supposed to be in that spirit. as the scriptures go into, all right, which I'm going to pull these scriptures out in a second. I really want to get to that second Esdras, but all right, just a few more articles. All right, MC weaponized. EDC, all right, unveils E. coli outbreak in quarter pounders day after Trump photo op. Right, he was just serving quarter pounders, right, at McDonald's, and this is what they're saying. They're investigating 49 illnesses in 10 states linked to McDowell's, all right, quarter pounder hamburgers. We don't have to speak in code, and some things we probably ain't gonna read because they're gonna take it down and then say, use the excuse of health misinformation, and this, fair use. This is just updates. I'm not recommending any health benefit, whatever. It says if you ate a quarter pounder hamburger from McDonald's, all right, and have severe symptoms of E. coli, contact your healthcare provider. And this is what the EDC, all right, this is what they posted. Okay. After Trump, basically went to work for McDonald's, all right, the other day. So this is a fast-moving outbreak investigation. Most sick people are reporting eating quarter pounder hamburgers from McDonald's, and investigators are working quickly to confirm which food ingredient is contaminated. Well, yeah, they got over 1,000 damn ingredients in there, All right. So, let's get to it. All right. Because we know this is 1 Thessalonians 5:1. It says, the day of the Lord, but of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Right. And we're supposed to be in that spirit where we know that anything can happen at any moment. All right. And, you got those who don't understand the times, but for the elect, Lord willing, we be at that number. We understand the times that we live in, right? So we got to be on guard at all times. It's never a time to relax and think that, that everything is just going to be easy peasy, and it's not. All right. We definitely don't live in those times. All right. For yourselves perfectly know that the day of the Lord's so cometh as a thief in the night. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Right. And that's the thing right there. All right. When these people is going to be in a state, a pseudo state of peace and safety, then that's when the sudden destruction is going to come. All right. And you better believe it's going to be on a regular day. You're going to think it's a regular day. And then something's going to pop off, just like Hurricane Elaine, just like all these different events. Now we're headed in, we're in the birth pains. All right. And as we know, as the scriptures say, when them pains start to come, it gets more severe and severe. So, we got to brace for, more hard times. All right. Because they're going to pick up on this place. All right. Verse 3, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child. All right. And they shall not escape. Okay. So the Lord is sending plagues upon earth where these people won't be able to escape. All right. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Right. Because a lot of people are going to be appalled. It's going to be shock and awe. All right. But it's not going to be that way for us because we're expecting these things to happen. Right. And that's the difference. We have the understanding of what time we live in. We are at the end. All right. And the scriptures makes it clear what type of spirit that we're supposed to be in. Okay. Yeah. It says, right. It says, Ye are all the children of light, all right, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, all right, nor of darkness, right? So we're not a part of this wicked world, as the scriptures say, in Romans 13:11, that our salvation is nearer than when we believed, okay? And we're supposed to take on that, a good heart, a good mind, and really truly understand what that means. All right. So, second address here, I might be doing a little jumping, but then I'm gonna close out in a second. So, second address 16. All right. Um, 16 and 37. All right. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Right. So, with all the distractions that's coming, you got more stuff that's coming. You got more crises. All right. Then you got a looming pandemic. You got, which is imminent. It's right around the corner. Right. And a lot of people are going to be surprised because they haven't been watching. They haven't been paying attention. This is as when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. And that's how what it says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, right? So, and these plagues are coming as punishments to the world, all right, to the ultimately to the wicked, all right. But we're gonna have to endure it as well, okay. But the thing is that we have the understanding of what time we live in. We have the understanding. We have the comforter, all right, which is the Holy Spirit. It says, "In the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side." Right. If you thought Hurricane Helene was bad, if you thought, the devastations that happened as of recently was bad, well, it's about to get a little bit more worse, gradually worse and worse and worse until, you know, you see millions of people spilling the streets due to, famine and people fighting over goods because of shortages. All right. Verse 40 says, "Oh, my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle." All right. So we have a battle. All right. Which is, of course, Jacob's trouble. All right. You can equate it with Jacob's trouble. Okay. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon earth. All right. We always go through this. A pilgrim, all right, is one who, um, there we go, is one who's looking for a miracle. All right. So here it says a person traveling to a holy place, and we are through the Spirit. We're waiting on the Lord to come save us as a reconnaissance mission, right? It says as a penance or to discharge some vow or religious obligation or seeking some miracle. And that's what we're looking for, a miracle. That's what we need, a miracle. All right. Because we're in the most unholy hell. All right. Okay. We're in the most diabolical place we could be. Okay. It's here in America. It says spiritual benefit, also a traveler generally, a wayfarer. That's what we are, right? Pilgrim, crusader, foreigner, stranger. We're strangers in this land. All right. Okay. We're foreigners to our land. All right. Let's see. Right. So moving on. Okay. Let me find this precept on my phone real quick. All right. It's verse 21. So I'm going to jump up. All right. So second Ezra 16 and 17, it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Because even Ezra got to see the end. All right. He got to see the end. And this is what his reaction was. He was baffled. He was in awe. He was in shock. All right. Because Daniel 12 goes into how this is going to be the worst thing ever. The worst times ever. All right. Since, well, I'll bring it out since I mentioned it. Just cue it up really quick. Daniel 12, 1. Well, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. Right? It's going to get so bad that the archangel is going to have to stand up, Ma'ika'Allah, right? And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. So it's gonna be worse, right? All these small articles. This is just pieces to the puzzle. All right, this is just you know little things that's leading up to worser things. Okay, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered. You see, and it says this in many instances when you read Jeremiah 30:7. Right, it goes into it as well. It says everyone that shall be found written in the book. Right, because the ones that's going to be saved, these are the ones that's exempt from the destruction, and more than likely these are the ones that's crying and sighing for the abominations that be done in the midst. So we're crying out against the evils that's coming to and that's being perpetuated in this place and constantly pushed. All right. So it says, verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars. And we're seeing everything being put into place, and the powers shall stand in fear, right? The powers are going to be the leaders of society, because they're going to, the current leaders of society, they're going to be shaken up as well, you see? And then they got that term that the elder apostle mentioned, continuity of government. All right. They're going to look out for their own, and really they're going to put these technocrats in position to rule. All right. And they're going to bring these draconian laws, which is going to govern everybody. All right. And draconian is dealing with severe laws. All right. For the most minuscule crimes. And then in a lot of cases, then it's not even going to be crimes. All right. But they're going to make everything a crime. Everything is going to be a rule. Everything is going to be a crime. All right. Because this is what they're pushing. Okay. And a lot of people are not privy to what's going on. Okay. And it's going to be to their own demise. All right. You see, and that's why we out here warning. That's why the warning is the Lord is sending warning through us. So it says of or pertaining to Draco, the ancient Greek statesman, in reference to laws, rigorous, extremely severe or harsh, because this is what's coming. All right. They're going to bring severe and extreme laws against the population. All right. And again, it's to have that overwhelming control. All right. Because you're dealing with the devil, man. All right. The scriptures say they shall come down with great wrath, knowing that they have but a short time. Okay. And so they're going to move, man. This devil is going to be his time to shine. It's going to be the devil's hour, the devil's hour, man. And it's going to be a free fall. It's already evils in the world. All right. They just haven't crashed the system so they can bring in more evils. All right. So they're going to get essentially their hour to purge. All right. Their time to purge. Okay. And it's going to be diabolical because it's going to take billions of lives. All right. But this is all written. All right. It says, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And this is Ezra. He's baffled because he's seeing the vision of the future world. And that future world is the world that we live in. All right. We at the height of technological advances. All right. We're at the height of society's uproars and society's wars. All right. Hell, you're talking about the nuclear bomb, nuclear capability. We've never heard anything like this in history. And they're saying these these bombs are capable of devastating and turning whole continents into deserts. Okay. So yeah, the times that we live in are not to be taken lightly. All right. It is definitely the end. All right. So verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish. You see, so these famine, plague, tribulation, anguish, right, are sent as scourges for amendment. All right. So this is very peculiar what's happening. All right. In a sense, the world, the earth is about to heal itself in a way, right? Because the Lord is about to bring judgment to the planet. Okay. And judgment really is the judgment is going he's going to bring is going to be the right thing. It's going to be the right, how can I say it? The right remedy for the world. All right. So it says they are sent as scourges in amendment. So a scourge is a punishment. All right. A scourge is a punishment. All right. Amendment is dealing with a betterment. All right. So you amend something to make something better. Right. And essentially the scourges or the punishments are making this is going to make this place a better place. Right. All right. Here, I got another precept. Let me see. I think it's in Psalms 45, if I'm not mistaken, or it might be 65. Yep, by terrible things and righteousness. Psalm 65:5, it says, by terrible things and righteousness wilt thou answer us, O God of our salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth and of them that are far off upon the sea. So the Lord's going to be our confidence in the time of trouble. All right. He's for sure going to, pour out his spirit. All right. And level us up for the times that's coming. Okay. Because this word that we're holding on to, it's essentially going to be like, as the scriptures talk about, it's going to be like armor. All right. It's going to be an armor. All right. We're going to spiritually, armor up. Okay. This is by terrible things and righteousness without answer. So the Lord is about to bring terror. All right. He's about to bring terror to the earth. All right. So you don't forget. Okay. Because right now it ain't in the news, right? Check this out. It ain't in the news, but as you can see to the left of you, 144, and then the chariot. Yeah, that's a spirit. Yeah, but yeah, man, you can't forget, they said they're still mandating. All right. Even though people are being sued, and all sorts of things are happening. So, but they're still mandating it. All right. Yeah. So then people been up on what's been going on. I ain't gonna read it because I already know what's gonna happen. You can read it, you can pause it, read it. Because again, we live in those times. So this is not far fetched. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely not far fetched. Okay. You understand the times and you understand, Hey, so with that, I pretty much hit my point, Lord, and it was edifying. Hey, Shalom, like Akim that tuned in, Yahweh Shemiel Shabbat Micah 2:1. I'll read these and I'll close out. It says, woe to them, unless brothers got more precepts. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it. Yeah, so these elites, they get together, they, and they put the evil plans, in motion. Okay. So they practice it because it is in the power of the hand. Right. They're not looking for world peace. They're looking for many other ways to disrupt, the vitality of things. All right. They're looking for more ways to bring more corruption, and that's how this devil thinks. How can he make things more miserable? Micah 2:2, it says they covet fields and take them by violence and houses. Right. And this is the so-called white man's MO. All right. and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man in his heritage. Yeah, you know. So let me see, Slack. Says, therefore, thus said the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil. Right. And that's the whole house of Esau. Okay. Because the Lord judges, he judges by nation. All right. He don't just judge certain individuals. He judged by nation. All right. So it says, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. Right. So the Lord ain't gonna allow these devils to escape. It's one of my favorite. Ephesians 5 and 15. You see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. That's right. All right. Meaning circumspect, meaning basically that's the point of us being a watchman. All right. To see everything. All right. We're watchmen. Okay. So we're supposed to see the news. We're supposed to see the current events and everything that's going on in the world. We're supposed to analyze. All right. And we're supposed to be prudent in our analyzation. All right. Or analyzing. Redeeming the time, all right, because the days are evil. So, in a sense, buying back the time, all right, because hell, we've been late. We used to say we 100 years behind on information, you know, but the truth is we're not, we we have this truth, all right, which pretty much speeds us up, okay, and gets us current with everything, all right, as far as these prophecies. It's because the days are evil. Verse 17. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Right. So we understand that, the sorrows that's coming upon the earth. This is the will of the Heavenly Father. All right. Ain't no way around it. All right. And it's inescapable. Okay. Sirach 12 and 16. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find, yeah, that's Esau, man. All right. They ain't looking for nothing but to trap these people. All right. And they're salivating at the mouth at how this thing is going to play out. All right. And how many people they're going to be able to deceive. All right. Verse 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Exactly. Right. You're going to find the devil there first, man. All right. Because adversity is going to come to this place. It says, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And that definitely gonna happen concerning this MOTB. All right. Because there's gonna be calamities that come in, and then they're gonna, use the calamities and the crises as a Trojan horse to bring in that MOTB. All right. And the main thing that they're gonna do, man, they're gonna trick people into, you know, this beast system. All right. Yeah, ain't the water for the precepts, man. Let's see here, and I do have to close out because I got my shorty and he tripping right now. Right, it says, "He will shake." Verse 18, Ecclesiasticus 12 and 18. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. Man, look, that's what they do. All right, especially these politicians. They're professional liars. All right, you know. Proverbs 4 and 16, for they sleep not except they have done mischief. Right. And that's the mindset of this devil, man. Uh, that's their mindset. All right. They don't sleep unless they do evil. Okay. So that shows you what type of time they on. Right. It shows you what type of enemy you're dealing with. Okay. They are willing to go to length. All right. And weary themselves just so they can destroy many. All right. It says, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fail. Right. So they're hell bent on making, life worse. All right. So it says, 17 is for they eat the bread of wickedness. That's right. And drink the wine of violence. That's right. You know, verse 18, but the path of the just is as a shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. That's right. And that's what's going to happen with the elect. The just shall live by faith. All right. And so our faith is going to increase in these times. Okay. Especially by seeing the prophecies take hold. All right. And really shake this place up. You know, it said in Wisdom of Solomon 12, it goes into how we're going to wax bold, you know, essentially when the Lord brings his words, roughly paraphrased, when he brings his, when he shows his strength. All right. Okay. And that's going to be through the plagues and these certain events that he's got that's going to come upon this earth. Proverbs 14:34, righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is in reproach to any people. That's right. And we're seeing that being a reproach unto Esau. Okay. So yeah, Salaki, bro, I'm at the close out, but I do kind of I'm gonna read a few more. All right. Proverbs 8:34. Blessed is a man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates. This is a good one, yeah. Waiting at the posts of my doors, right? So we got to be found watching, okay? As the scriptures say, shall he find faith on earth? All right. So we're going to be really occupied in throughout, within all this chaos. All right. Being found occupied, watching. Okay. And this is what's going to have us prepared. I read 1 Thessalonians 5. It says, as if that day. Well, let me get it. Slacking. Because it's not going to come to us as a surprise. All right. 1 Thessalonians 5. Let's see here. In 4, it says, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. That's right. So we're not in darkness. And we go into that word darkness, right, which we'll do real quick. All right. If I'm not mistaken, this might be the same one in Romans 13th chapter. All right. All right. He willing. So no, this is different. But this is here we go. Let's go through.
Strong's G 4655 Skatas.
Right. And I'll get straight to the nitty-gritty. It says a metaphor, right, of ignorance respecting divine things. Right. So people are ignorant concerning the Lord's will and his divine order and the things that he has set up for the times that we live in, right? And human duties and the accompanying ungodliness and immorality. That's right. So we live in darkness. All right. Which, this society represents darkness. Okay. It represents immorality. All right. Together with their consequent misery in hell. Right. Persons in whom darkness becomes visible in the whole way. All right. So, right. So, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness. All right. That day. All right. So we're not ignorant to the divine will. We read Ephesians 5. Right. It says, be not ignorant, of the Lord's will, roughly paraphrasing. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. Just wanted to do something really quick, while I had the time. But, Lord willing, maybe we'll come back today with another lesson or tomorrow. So with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles, elders, a great millstone. And shalom to you, Aki, man. Keep pushing, man, because it's definitely a time of distraction. It's a time where people are going to definitely be cut off, be cut off or become unawares of what's going down. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.